Man, I am 100% still nervous whenever I get on stage. I 100% get nervous before I go on stage. A lot. Not every time. Don't get me wrong. You feel me? Like, I know I'm in my bag, though. Let's
Right,
keep it a
right,
stat.
right.
I know whenever I touch that stage, I'm bringing heat.
Exactly.
I know that for sure beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
So my nervousness is rarely rooted in will I perform, because I know every single time I touch that microphone, there will be heat. But the nervousness that I feel is the weight of the responsibility of the task that I have, the weight of the responsibility. I'm like, yo, I really have to steward this well. I really have to steward this well because I know I'm very effective with my words. I know I am a great public speaker. I know that I'm very impactful when I speak. I know I'm very influential. And all of those words are neutral words. Being influential, being impactful, being inspirational, all of that's neutral. You could inspire someone to do bad. You could impact someone and have them go in the wrong direction, right? And so I have to be very mindful that if I do not deliver the right message, then I could inspire someone to go on a path that's not their purpose. And I think that's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm afraid of. Now, that's not what I've always been afraid of. Yeah. Like, I used to be terrified of making mistakes because, as you know, another one of my insecurities have always been my grammar. Like, I do not have the best grammar in the world. Hey, before ChatGPT, you were my ChatGPT.
I was just the grammar police all the time.
Literally, and I know you remember this, I would literally copy and paste messages or send you emails, say, hey, David, I'm about to send this. Can you make sure the grammar is correct? Can you make sure, can you make sure that the grammar, I wrote this well? And I used to be very, very afraid of that. And, to this day, it's sometimes like, man, if I don't say this sentence correctly, like, it'll mess up the whole bar that I'm about to drop. And I definitely had that fear a lot more than I have now. Also, one thing that I've always been afraid of is being called a charlatan. And I'm like, man, like, whenever I go on stage, I really want to make sure I know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to be credibly accused of speaking on something I know nothing about. Like, people could accuse people all day,
Right.
but there's a difference between being accused and being credibly accused.
Right.
I don't want to be credibly accused
Right.
of speaking on something that I don't know nothing about. And that's definitely a fear I had. And the way that I work through a lot of the fears is mostly through practice, honestly. And it's not a sexy answer. It's not an Instagrammable answer. It's not a powerful quote that you need to practice to overcome fear. But that's what the truth is. That's exactly what the truth is you need to practice. You need to do it more. You need to go out there. You need to do it wrong. You need to do it badly. You need to mess up. You need to stumble. You need to embarrass yourself. And then you got to keep doing that until you start to inspire, until you start to empower, until you start to make an impact, until you start to drive your message home effectively. And that's what I had to do. And I did that in Toastmasters. I'm a big proponent of Toastmasters. For those of you who don't know, Toastmasters is an international organization that helps people with public speaking. And I guarantee any of your millions of listeners who's listening to this right now, if they just look up Toastmasters near me, I guarantee you they will find one. And especially what happened post-pandemic, a lot of Toastmaster clubs moved online. And so they are still online. So even if you can't find one within your immediate area, if you don't have a car, if the bus doesn't go that way, if whatever the case is, if you have an internet connection, you can join the Toastmasters club. And Toastmasters was very helpful for me because it gave me the chance to speak in front of strangers, and they eventually became friends over time, but it gave me the chance to speak in front of strangers consistently. So we would meet every Wednesday. Every time in my mind, I say Wednesday. For whatever reason, whenever I'm speaking, I'm spelling the words in my mind too.
Wednesday.
So I want to
That's
say
a tough word. That's a tough word.
Wednesday. But we would meet every Wednesday around, I believe, at 6:30 p.m. We would actually meet at